Hey everyone, it's Rienzo here from Beyond Coaching, and just stepping into this week, chatting to a client yesterday in a coaching session, and we were doing the maths, and essentially in South Africa here we're 9 weeks into our lockdown, and we're emerging from it. I mean, so we went from a hard lockdown level 5 to level 4. We've been in level 4 for a while. And next week on Monday, the 1st of June, we step into level 3 and an opening up of our economy, and opening up of our lockdown structures, and a little bit more freedom. And there's a lot of angst out there, and I'm not even going to go into that, right? I'm not going to touch on all of the, I just am, I guess. But, just touching on the stress that's caused out there by all of the messaging on social media, all of the messaging in the news. Even if you don't expose yourself to social media, there's very definitely a lot of conflicting information out there, and as a leader, it's difficult to navigate all of this so far into a lockdown. So hard on the heels of China, we got one of the longest and most stringent lockdowns in the world. So where does that leave us as leaders? And I know there've been so many different, and even from us, there've been so many different sources of information, how to approach this, how to lead, how to manage your people, how to get the best out of your people, how to be productive, effective, efficient, continue with business, handle all of the economic crash and financial breakdown that most businesses are in, and then manage the fallout that then is translated into the people that we lead. And there have been so many sources of information, and I know we've participated in all of that, kind of just hoping to create a navigable path. The one thing I don't think that we have spoken about is mental health for leaders, and I know that there are some sources out there that speak to this, but really it's just a communication from my heart to other leaders out there. When I was coaching my client yesterday, in this conversation, what became very apparent is, he's navigating some difficult stuff with his people. Of course, his business is going through a retrenchment process, and he's a good guy, and the impact of the retrenchment process on him personally and emotionally and psychologically is huge. So on the one hand, he's very able to compartmentalize and focus on the road ahead and what is commercially necessary for a business that employs thousands of people around the world. The fact that they're shedding, even in our languaging, right, they're shedding jobs. And I don't take that lightly the way I say that, but even the fact that they're restructuring the business, and that people are losing their jobs, and that they're having to shed jobs, makes sense commercially, right? So you can on the one hand, as a good leader, be able to see the fact that if we do this, there is a greater good. The business success has a greater chance of success and survival, where many big businesses are not surviving. Just look at the airline industry, look at the tourism industry, look at the hospitality industry as a whole, and many other industries. Big businesses are going under, and so making decisions like this, on the one hand, commercially makes sense for the greater good. On the other hand, he's a good guy, and so emotionally it weighs down on him. And so the real reason for this post, and really me reaching out to you here, is to say, if you're a leader and if you're taking strain under these circumstances, my wish for you is that you cut yourself some slack. You're doing the best that you can. This is unnavigable territory, right? We don't know where we're going. We think we can see the road ahead, and then it turns and it twists, and no one can assume, and there are no models that can predict anything, right? Because the world hasn't been through this before. Countries haven't been through this before. Businesses haven't been through this before. So cut yourself some slack. I'm pretty certain you're doing the best that you can with the information that you have, and that you are doing the best that you can with the experience that you have, and you're doing the best that you can with the knowledge that you have. So, my wish for you is that you can literally take a step back, as we head into the weekend, and you can take a breath, and you can exhale, and you can, I don't know, take a quiet moment to reflect on what you've done right and what you could have done better. And where you see what you've done right, ask yourself, just very simple questions like, how can I replicate this? What can I take out of this experience of having navigated this and done it well, and replicate that so that it becomes a new possibility for me, a new kind of path that I can use and replicate where required. And where you could have done things better, then ask yourself some honest questions. How could I have done this better? Where it was within your control. It's very easy as a leader, if you're a good leader, to look at where you've gone awry and then beat yourself up. Where it's potentially unfair, right? I mean, there are things within our control and there are things outside of our control. So outside of our control are circumstances. Outside of our control are dictates by the board, dictates by shareholders, dictates by government. All of that is outside of our control. Reactions by our team is outside of our control. The crap that is flying around the ether that that is out there that people are buying into, on the left and on the right and in the center. I mean, there's so many, but people are buying into crap. That's outside of your control. What is inside of your control is how you react. Anything in your locus of control, where you've put your stock, where you could have put your stock in different places, where you could have made different quality of decisions, where you could be languaging things more constructively, where you could be speaking more constructively, being more patient, being kinder, being more available, being more present, that kind of thing. You have control over that. So where you could have done things better, asking yourself the question, what could I have done better? How could I do things differently again in the future? And then making that a focal point, right? So my wish for you is to take a step back, and just to summarize all of this, take a breath, be kind on yourself, to yourself. Look at where you've done things right and replicate that, and where you could have done things better in the future, do things better. Yeah, that's all I got to say. I really, just an invitation to, share your experiences with me, with us in the comments below. Share your experiences, share your ideas. I mean, I don't have the answers. What's worked for you? What hasn't worked for you? Let's build one another up, because it's a tough time, and none of us have all the answers, right? We each have an answer. So let's work together, let's collaborate, and let's give each other a break. I wish you all the best, and keep on. Just keep on. Keep smiling. Be grateful. Cheers for now.